Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and you're watching another tarot spread video. This tarot spread is called Occupational Oracle. It is going to talk to us about our current occupation and give us some insight into what's going on within that occupation. You can find this spread in this book, Illustrated Tarot Spreads by Filner and Schreiner. I got this book on Amazon for relatively inexpensive. This spread is found here on page 75. Okay, Occupational Oracle. That's what we're going to be looking at today. I have the cards laid out in the positions, so let me show you what the positions are. The first card, this bottom card, is my occupation. So that's what I'm doing right now, my occupation at this time. Card number 2, the card that's laid out, I did it a little differently because it's a pretty long spread. I don't have a lot of room on this table. So I put this card up there. It's supposed to be pulled down like this. But this opposes me in my occupation. So what's my blockage? That's card number 2. Card number 3 is this card. And this talks about my conscious wish. Card number 4, which is this one, is what is the actuality here? Card number 5, how do I feel unconsciously? Card number 6 is that one. What will happen to me in the future from an occupational point of view, because that's the focus here. Card number 7 is this one down here. What will I gain? And card number 8, the top card right there, is can I realize my dreams and how will it continue? Meaning the occupation. How will this continue? How will my job move forward? So I'm going to flip over the cards so we can see what we're looking at, and then we'll interpret this spread. So this is card number 1. This is card number 2. This card number 3. Card number 4, card number 5, how do I feel unconsciously? This was, what is the actuality? This is my conscious wish. This is my occupation. What opposes me in my occupation? My conscious wish. How do I feel what's the actuality? How do I feel? What will happen to me in the future in regards to the occupation? That's number 6. Number 7, what will I gain? And number 8, can I realize my dream and how will I continue in my occupation? Okay, so let's take a look what's going on here. So card number 1, my occupation, we see here is the 3 of Cups. So what this tells me is it gives me insight into your occupation. So 3 of Cups generally talks to me about bringing people together emotionally, finding a common ground between these 3 people. It talks about friendship and celebrating that friendship. Now, within an occupation, we can talk about friendships as like partnerships. So this would tell me that this person's occupation, it does something about, it's some sort of facilitator perhaps, some sort of mediator, some sort of person who organizes people, maybe HR, something like that. If it's, they might be a supervisor or a manager or something. Whatever their position is, really, even if the job description doesn't include it, it tells me that a lot of their job a lot of what they actually do within their occupation is dealing with people and making people happy and making sure the business runs smoothly. Maybe it's customer service, maybe it's staff support, something like that. They're someone who deals with a lot of different people and has to sort of balance all that. Maybe they're not a customer service, an administrative assistant or something like that. Maybe they're in tech support, but it's all about making people happy, whether that's other staff or whether that's customers, whether they want to or not. So at this point, I would suggest that if this card reveals that and their job really isn't supposed to be that and they're not happy about that, then they might want to think about changing occupations. The next card, the card that's crossing the first card, card number 2, this opposes me in my occupation. So while I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do, what is stopping me? What is blocking me? What is holding me back? And the Ace of Wands talks to me about energy. It talks to me about energy moving forward. It talks about, taking that which we already have and sort of pushing it towards manifestation. It talks about directing the energy in this situation, directing energy already present in circle into a certain direction. It doesn't talk about calling in new energies, but working with the energies that's already present. And the Ace of Wands here is blocking it. So it's suggesting that there is stagnation in this occupation. So if this person is in a specific job, this talks about not having a chance for advancement, things not changing, doing the same thing over and over again. And if I'm looking for change, this is suggesting that change isn't happening. So there's stagnation here within the job. Card number 3, which is this card here, which says my conscious wish. What do I knowingly want to happen? What's my desire in this occupation? And the 10 of Pentacles talks about financial gain, stability, and I would say money. I want money and I want stability. I want to be comfortable and I want to know that I'm making enough money to pay my bills in my current occupation. So that's what my conscious, what I say and what I know I want. Card number 4 talks about what is actually here. If I look at my job, what am I actually dealing with? And the 5 of Athames talks about confrontation. It talks about finding common ground. It talks about resolving, problem resolution, where there's a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety. Maybe people are unhappy. This talks about resolving that. So what's actually in this occupation, there's a lot of problem resolution or finding the compromises within things. So it looks like there's a lot of stress, maybe a lot of anxiety here, but it looks like that when that is discussed, when that is brought up in the open, that resolutions are found, compromises are found within it. It could be unbalanced, however, but that's what's actually happening here in this position. 5, how do I feel unconsciously? The position here, how do I feel unconsciously, is the 8 of Swords. And this actually talks about feeling very restricted. It talks about feeling very stuck. But because it is the 8 of Swords, maybe there is a sort of a self-sabotage thing happening here. Maybe I don't feel as if I can voice my opinions. Maybe it talks about feeling as if I can't go to my manager or supervisor or whoever I work for and say I feel restricted. I feel like I want growth, but there isn't any. Maybe I'm unhappy and I'm not voicing why I'm unhappy. So that's what I'm doing unconsciously. Maybe I'm self-sabotaging myself, but I might be doing that because there's stagnation. Maybe I feel like I want more growth, even though I want stability and make money, and I see that there's resolutions, or maybe I'm the one who actually handles these problems, and maybe I feel stagnant, like there's nothing changing for me. Card number 7, what will I gain? We find, 6 is this next one, and that's this one up here. What will happen in the future from an occupational standpoint? Well, the 10 of Wands talks about more responsibility, talks about feeling overburdened with the things I already have, talks about continuously feeling that, maybe even feeling that there's more responsibilities given to me. So maybe in my occupation, there may be people leaving because of the conflicts or the stagnation, and I may have to take on more responsibility. That's what that talks about there. And then, then 7 down here is what will I gain? Well, the Queen of Wands talks about sort of a position of authority. She is someone who sort of directs energy. She's the one who moves the wand. She's the one who moves things forward. So this is possibly getting a promotion or getting a new position. So, I mean, if there is resolution, if I'm getting more responsibility and showing I can handle it, and I voice my opinion, I feel like I'm stuck, this suggests that I may have a promotion. I may be moved up. I may be advanced. I may get a position of authority if I'm not already in one. And if I'm already in one, I might even get more of a promotion and move up the ladder. So perhaps this is exactly what I want. So the future, 8, can I realize my dreams? How will it continue? The last card here is the Magician, which is the number 1 card. So this talks about being able to manifest things that I want because I have all the tools and all the knowledge, and I have the ability because I can transmute energy. So this suggests that how will it continue? It's going to continue exactly the way I want it to continue because I can manifest that. I can change the energy of the situation, even though it feels like there is none, that there is a blockage. I can remove that blockage. I know how to do this. I have the knowledge and the ability, and I can make it happen. Now, what I would suggest is that when we're looking at that position up at the top, there's a yes or no. Can I realize my dreams? Now, when I shuffle and place the cards, I would suggest, or how I would read it when doing this, if this card appears in an upright position, I would use that as a positive answer. Can I realize my dreams? Yes. How will it continue? And then I read the card in this way. If the card is drawn and it's placed in this position, a reversed position, I would read that as a negative response to the question, can I realize my dreams? I would suggest that would be a no. And then that card I would then read on how to make it a yes. You know, can I realize my dreams? No. How will it continue? It'll continue in the same way. It will continue you not manifesting the things you want because you have not realized your potential. So I'd read that card sort of in a negative way, or what do I need to do? I need to realize I have the ability to manifest. I have the skills. I have the knowledge. You know, it's sort of unrealized potential in the card. So that's how I would read that last card. What I want to do is I want to share with you what this reading would look like if I used the cards I actually am using at this present time, which is the Green Witch Tarot deck. So with the Green Witch, I'm going to put the cards down so you can see how they look with the Green Witch, and then I will show you how I would interpret it, if any interpretations would change. So this is the 3 of Cups in the Green Witch. This is the Ace of Wands. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is the 5 of Athames. Oops, this is the 5 of Athames. This is the 8 of Athames. This is the 10 of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands. And this is the Magician. Okay, so everything basically looks the same. The only thing, the first few cards, I would still read the same. This one, the 3 of Cups, the Ace of Athames, the 10 of Pentacles, I wouldn't change that in any way. The 5 of Athames here, when we talk about looking for a compromise, conflict resolution, I would still use it the same way. This one, though, seems, while this one seems as if you would do that on your own, that you would find conflict resolution on your own, this one suggests that you would be doing it with others. You would be working with others to find a resolution, where the other card I would suggest that you might have to find the resolution on your own. This card I would read just a little differently. The 8 of Athames here talks about feeling stagnant, where I would still say feeling stagnant and feeling sort of trapped. But because I see some sort of motion moving forward here in the image, I would suggest that even though I try to move forward, I'm always blocked by other things. So even though I feel like I may be stagnant, I try to move forward. I try to find things. I try to find advancement, but there always seems to be blockages in my way. Where this card talks about just stagnation. There is no movement happening. I feel blocked, so I don't even attempt to move. This one suggests that there is an attempt to move, but then I'm blocked. So there's a little difference in that card. Number 6, I would read very much the same way, feeling overburdened, having more responsibilities placed upon me. This one just suggests that while I'm trying to advance, while I'm trying to move forward, that some of that blockage might be that they just give me more responsibility and I can't seem to get ahead of myself while I'm trying to climb the hill, while I'm trying to advance or move up the ladder. That's a little different in the interpretation. What will I gain? I would still read the same way, because the Queen of Wands here is still very much the Queen of Wands. The last one, instead of it being the Magician, it's the Witch. Still talking about the same sort of ability. The only thing is, because I am a practicing witch, I would read this in the idea that I might have to do some craft work, some spell work in order to attain what I want. Although the Magician suggests that anyways. You have the ability, the desire, the drive, the knowledge. This I would just take as almost like you need to get to that cauldron, you need to get to your altar, you need to be, crafting some magic to help you succeed in this job. It's a practice. Witchcraft is a practice. Practice your craft in order to attain what you want. So that would be the only difference, how I would read that, because again, the Green Witch Tarot speaks to me personally, being a practicing witch. So that's how I would interpret this spread. Any questions or comments or suggestions in reading this spread, I'd love to hear from you. If you actually use this spread on your own to read for yourself or others, I'd love to hear or see your readings or how you interpreted your spreads, or just share with me. I'd love to hear it. And until next time, I love you. Blessed be. Mwah.